Guys, it is Undertale's 10-year anniversary today. At least at the time of recording this. It's September 18th, 2025, which marks 10 years since September 18th, 2015. And Undertale is officially a retro game. No, I'm just kidding. Undertale's not retro, but if it could be considered an old game by some people. And 10 years old, I mean, that's pretty old. I mean, I know some games that are even older, like Portal, Half-Life, TF2, all Valve games, interesting. But I didn't know how I was going to celebrate this. Like, I don't really know what I was going to do, anything special. Maybe we could just have a little recap on what Undertale's about and what makes it special. And why I even care that it's 10 years old now. Well, first off, you've got the whole main thing of the game. You know, like the thing where your decisions impact how everything works. So, like, you know, like different routes of the game. This is like different choices you make for it to, like, end up like this. You already know about that stuff. The genocide route, true pacifist, the neutral route. I can't speak. Well, you already know about that stuff, and that stuff's pretty interesting. Another thing that I think makes Undertale special is the, like, art style. I think, at least at the time in 2015, games, like, weren't gonna be made to be pixelated. They wanted to have high resolution. Having it be like an SNES game, Super Nintendo game, that type of thing. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool how they have the pixelated art style. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I like it, but I don't love it. Whatever. That is something that people could identify Undertale for, and it does make it pretty special, as not very many games are actually use this art style. So Undertale, that's something special that it has, I guess. And also the characters, they are real characters, like I said before. And the jokes in the game always, like, land. You probably can't hear this from the background footage, but the jokes usually are pretty funny, at least in my opinion. I think they're usually kind of funny. And also how the fights work. There's fight, act, item, mercy. Now this seems pretty basic, but when you think about it, no other game really has anything like this. It's just Undertale. Like, when you see fight, act, item, mercy, you think of Undertale, right? You're not thinking of Pokemon, because Pokemon, you can't act, you can't mercy. All you can do is just fight an item. At least I think. Yeah, that's all you can do in Pokemon, or at least you don't actually kill them. And attacking, it's very basic. You just time the thing, and it's very simple. The thing goes through, and you have to time it in the middle, so it hits and it does a lot of damage. But then there's acting, which is another thing that makes Undertale special, is that you can talk to the monsters you encounter. You don't just have to fight the monsters and kill them. You can talk to them and then use mercy to spare them, which is pretty cool. I don't know how else to really say this. I mean, it's not, like, awesome that you can spare monsters. It's cool that you can spare monsters, but, like, I mean, it's not that, like, unique to, like, be able to have mercy on monsters. We've seen that in a few other games. Can't really name them right now. And then the item, you know, you just use items, you heal. But then sometimes, like, with the dog enemies, you can use the stick item you get at the beginning of the game, and you can, like, play fetch with them. It's a pretty cool thing you can do. So if you're stuck on Greater Dog somehow, that's a really easy way to get past Greater Dog if you're somehow stuck on Greater Dog. Whatever. But what I'm saying is that the fights are something you're gonna see a lot, and the gameplay for the fights are cool too. This is another thing that makes Undertale special, is that every enemy has their own unique attacks. It's not just like it does damage to you, you lose health, and there's like no way, like you can dodge the attacks, and like each one like matches for like the character. It has its own unique special attacks. It's pretty cool instead of just in games like Pokemon. I'm not shaming Pokemon. Pokemon is a great game. Pokemon Red and Blue, perfect games. There are a few. It's not perfect, but those are really good games. I'm not shaming Pokemon, but like, it's way more simple. Like, you'll just like, they'll attack you. You'll have to attack them back. But no, in Undertale, you can just beat up enemies. Like, you can just completely, just like obliterate them, or not obliterate them. You could also act to spare them, like I did, what most other people do on their first, or not my first playthrough. I was a neutral. Well, obviously it was a neutral. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm rambling about right now, guys. Sorry. But what I was actually getting to is that you can, like, you know how the heart, you move it around, you dodge attacks. Also, we have Flowey. Flowey the flower. His name kind of sucks, you know, it's just flower, just Flowey. Yeah, Flowey is a pretty good villain and character. And if you don't know, Flowey actually is Asriel. He's just like, his dust when he died was put on a flower with determination or something, and he became a flower. And he's evil because he doesn't have like a soul. He doesn't feel any emotions or anything. So he has a pretty good backstory. And Flowey is an insane boss. In both the true pacifist ending and the neutral ending, Flowey is the boss. There is no real boss besides Sans and Genocide, so I'm just not going to count it. But Flowey, Omega Flowey, Photoshop Flowey, whatever you like to call Omega Flowey, he is crazy. There's literally multiple videos, separate videos, just about Photoshop Flowey, Omega Flowey, whatever you guys like to call him. It doesn't really matter. But there's just multiple videos about how crazy he is. He just breaks the limits of the game. Then there's Asriel Dreamer, which is Flowey. We got the true pacifist ending, and he's a pretty good boss. You can't die on him. Listen, when you die, it just refuses. You go back, your heart goes back together, and you basically just go back 2 turns. That's all it is. Kind of funny. Kind of cool too. You just refuse to die in that boss fight. And Flowey, he honestly, I don't know. If you guys like Flowey, feel free to say so. I mean, I don't hate Flowey. Just, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. And Undertale is 10 years old. It's literally like, it's literally, it's a Gen Alpha. That's not a very funny joke, but it's 10 years old, so it's older than a lot of people watching YouTube, which is kind of crazy, because 10 years old, it's pretty old, not that old, pretty old, but like, you know, it's a game, so we'll make an exception, and we're not going to call this a retro game, because Undertale, it has the style of a retro game, but it definitely isn't, and I think that was the stigma it had in 2015. Anyways, if you like Undertale videos, I'm making more of them, so yeah. Also, I forgot to mention Deltarune, Undertale's successor. I think that's the word, successor. It's semi-sequel, the next game in the series. Deltarune is incredible. I need to make videos on Deltarune. Tell me to make videos on Deltarune, please, please, please.